Hello everyone, my name is Princess Madeleine, and I am the daughter of Queen Sarah, who was the first oboist in the PSO. That's an acronym that stands for Portsmouth Symphony Orchestra. I love the orchestra, and I grew up going with my mother to all of her rehearsals. I would sit in a separate space and I would work on my singing, while they would work on their music. And it was so wonderful to hear them get better and better every time that I went. I've been to so many orchestra performances. Have any of you been to an orchestra performance before? Oh, they're so magical. And I have a book here that's about the orchestra. This is the Story Orchestra, The Sleeping Beauty. This version of Sleeping Beauty, unlike the Disney version of Sleeping Beauty, is based on a ballet composed by Pyotr Tchaikovsky. And there's a little bit about Pyotr Tchaikovsky in the back of the book. I'll read it to you. Pyotr Tchaikovsky was a Russian composer who was born in 1840. He started learning the piano at the age of 5, but did not study music seriously until he went to college in his 20s. Tchaikovsky was known for writing classical music with big melodies. He composed symphonies, operas, concertos, and 3 very famous ballets: The Nutcracker, Swan Lake, and Sleeping Beauty, which was first performed in 1890. Tchaikovsky based the story on a French fairy tale called La Belle au Bois Dormant, The Sleeping Beauty in the Woods, by Charles Perrault from 1697. But the story that inspired Charles Perrault was written in the 14th century. Tchaikovsky tells the story through his music, without any words. Listen to the sound clips on the next page. They have been chosen to help you pick out the special moments in the music that represent characters, feelings, or scenes. Get to know the clips, and then if you're lucky enough to listen to the whole ballet, you'll be able to recognize the moments that you already know. Isn't that exciting? And there's Tchaikovsky. And underneath, you'll see something called a glossary. Glossary is going to tell you what certain words in the book mean. This book has 6 words in the glossary that are going to help us better understand the story. So each time we come across one of these words in the story, we're going to go back and reference the glossary to help us better understand what exactly is going on. All right, without further ado, The Sleeping Beauty. In a palace far, far away, a celebration is about to start. King and Queen Flagstarn are throwing a party to celebrate the birth of their daughter, Princess Aurora. Everyone from the kingdom has been invited to meet the new princess, all except one person, the evil fairy Carabosse. This first song is called Prologue, Entrance of the Fairies. A prologue is an introduction. It sets the scene before the main story begins. At this point in the ballet, ballet! That's one of our glossary words. Let's check the glossary to see what ballet means. Ballet, a dance that is performed to music in special satin shoes. Sounds beautiful. At this point in the ballet, all of the fairies are arriving at Princess Aurora's christening. The music is regal and graceful. There is a stately, stirring tune that sounds much like the distinguished guests that are arriving. The Lilac Fairy arrives at the party with her team of fairy godmothers. They each have brought magical gifts for the princess. One by one they dance and bless Aurora with the virtues of courage, kindness, strength, and beauty. The last to dance is the Songbird Fairy. With a wave of her magic wand, she gives Aurora the gift of musicality. Everyone is delighted, and the ballroom buzzes with sounds of happy chatter. This song is called Prologue, the Songbird Fairy. Each of the 6 fairies has a piece of music that sounds just like them. The Songbird Fairy's music sounds like a tiny yellow canary singing a tune. Listen to this clip and you'll hear 2 flutes playing a fast, fluttering melody. Then the piccolo, a tiny higher flute, takes over the tune. Under this, there are violins plucking and a glockenspiel playing sweet ringing notes, just like chirping. Suddenly, there's a terrible crash as the most powerful and evil of all the fairies burst through the window. With a flash of light, Carabosse! Everyone gasps! The king and queen did not invite her to the party, and she's furious with them. Chandeliers shatter as she storms around the ballroom. With a flick of her hand, she casts a terrible curse on the baby princess. On Aurora's 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on a sewing spindle and die. The king and queen beg Carabosse for mercy, but it's no good. The spell's been cast. This third song is called Prologue, Carabosse and the Lilac Fairy. This clip is one of the most exciting parts of the ballet. It is the evil fairy's music. It's very dramatic and loud with stabbing notes that make you jump. Then there are stormy notes that circle around in a fury and chugging notes in the strings that make you feel uneasy. It sounds exactly like Carabosse, stomping around the ballroom and casting an angry spell. Oh no. Wait, cries the Lilac Fairy. I still have one more gift to give. She can't undo the evil curse, but she changes it with a good spell. Aurora will not die, but sleep. On her 16th birthday, the princess will prick her finger and fall into a deep sleep for 100 years. She can only be woken with a kiss from her true love, whoever they may be. Carabosse opens her mouth to protest, but before she can say another word, the Lilac Fairy chases Carabosse away from the palace and into the deep, dark woods. This fourth clip is also the prologue, Carabosse and the Lilac Fairy. This is the Lilac Fairy's theme, which is repeated throughout the ballet when she comes on stage. It starts with a magical harp scale and continues with a beautiful oboe tune, full of love and goodness. It is slow and relaxing and very different from Carabosse's theme, which is loud and angry. This one's so nice. Wait a second. Queen Sarah plays the oboe. Beautiful. We love the oboe. Meanwhile, life in the kingdom continues. Years pass as the seasons change from winter to spring, and day by day, Aurora grows braver, kinder, and stronger. She dreams of who she will become. But as her 16th birthday approaches, the king and queen become worried. They arrange for all the sharp objects in the kingdom to be hidden so that Aurora cannot prick her finger. They lock them away in a tall tower and hide the key. They hope that this will stop the curse. This fifth song is called Act 1, Sleeping Beauty Waltz. This is one of Tchaikovsky's most famous dances. In the ballet, all the townsfolk perform a dance called a waltz. A waltz? That's in the glossary. Let's take a look. Waltz, a dance that is in 3 time. Well, let's see if the song description can help us out with what 3 time means. All the townsfolk perform a dance called a waltz with flowers. You can tell it's a waltz because it is in 3 time. Count to 3 as the music plays. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I hear it! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Count to 3 as the music plays and listen for the papa beat. This piece was adapted for the Disney movie of Sleeping Beauty and called Once Upon a Dream. I know this song. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream. It is the day of Aurora's 16th birthday, and her friends have come to the castle to celebrate along with the princes and princesses from all around the world. They each present her with red, yellow, and pink roses as birthday gifts. Aurora dances with the flowers, leaping and twirling with joy as the orchestra plays a beautiful melody. But the king and queen are still looking around anxiously for any sign of Carabosse. This fifth clip is called Act 1, Rose Adagio. This is one of the most famous dances of all the ballets in the world. The ballerina who plays Aurora has to do a very difficult dance with balances supported by 4 princes. The music is beautiful and full of joy. It celebrates Princess Aurora's 16th birthday and allows the ballerina to show off her skill and talent. Just then, a mysterious cloaked guest arrives at the side of the room and offers Aurora a bunch of flowers. Aurora takes the bouquet, but then recoils in shock. She has pricked her finger on something sharp, hidden in the bouquet. "It's a spindle!" she cries. The Lilac Fairy chases Carabosse away, but it's too late, as Aurora has already started to drift into a peaceful sleep. Her parents carry her to bed, and the Lilac Fairy casts one final spell. She stops the clock and sends everyone in the palace to sleep until she can find someone to break the curse. This 7th song is called Act 1, The Spell. This is the moment when the terrible curse comes true. A loud, forceful note at the beginning spells trouble, and the fast, scrubbing strings sound worried. The repeated phrase, that's one of our glossary words. Let's check to see what it means. Phrase, a group of notes that are part of a longer piece of music. Well, let's see what the rest of the description has to say. The repeated phrase that passes around the orchestra goes downward and sounds sad. Oh, I hear it. It is sad. This is a real moment of peril for everyone in the ballet. A tangled forest grows over the kingdom as the Lilac Fairy travels to magical lands far and wide, trying to find someone who can break the evil curse. It takes 100 long years before she comes to the land of a very kind prince called Florimund. She tells him about Aurora, and he asks if he can help. "Guide the way, fairy godmother," the prince says, jumping on his horse. They journey through the rain and the snow to reach the enchanted palace. This clip is Act 2, Prince Florimund and the Lilac Fairy. At this moment, Prince Florimund is hunting in the forest when he comes across the Lilac Fairy. Brass at the beginning sound very royal and mimic the rhythm of horseback riders. Rhythm, that's one of our glossary words. Rhythm, the beat of a piece of music. So the brass at the beginning sound very royal and mimic the rhythm of horseback riders. I get it. It sounds as if the prince is about to find something special. The Lilac Fairy leads the prince into the palace. "This way," she calls, lighting the hall with her wand. They walk through the dusty rooms and corridors until they find Princess Aurora. The prince kisses her forehead, and slowly she begins to wake. The curse has been broken! "Hello, Aurora," he says, smiling. "I am Prince Florimund." Aurora yawns and stretches and says, "What happened? I feel as though I've been asleep for a long time." Slowly, the rest of the palace comes to life. Aurora goes to find the king and queen to give them a big hug. Then they all feast on a delicious dinner of pies and cakes and ice cream and berries foraged from the forest. Aurora and Prince Florimund talk for hours. As the time passes, they start to fall in love. This clip is from Act 2, and it's called Panorama. This music plays when the Lilac Fairy takes Prince Florimund to the enchanted palace. It sounds very dreamy and magical. The tune goes upwards and seems to predict Aurora waking up. It sounds like it is full of love and expectation. The repeated notes underneath represent the characters going on a long journey. After a few years, Aurora and Prince Florimund get married. The king and queen throw a lavish wedding in the rose gardens. Every tree is decorated with lights, and confetti flutters down from the sky. Fairy tale characters and townspeople have come from kingdoms far and wide to celebrate the happy day. The king and queen dance with joy, for their curse has truly been lifted. This last song is Act 3, The Wedding, Coda. This part of the ballet is when Aurora and Florimund get married. The brass play a repeated phrase that sounds like church wedding bells. The snare drum plays an exciting drum roll, and the strings swirl themselves into a flurry of notes. It is very joyful music that celebrates the end of the curse! And so, that is the story orchestra, The Sleeping Beauty. Isn't it such a wonderful book? I hope this story inspires you to keep learning about the orchestra and ballet and whatever kind of art and music you're interested in. I hope you guys have a magical day, and I hope to see you again here on the Portsmouth Symphony Orchestra YouTube channel. Subscribe down below and hit the like button if you like this video, and tell us in the comments what your favorite part of the story was. Bye, everybody! I hope this story inspires you to keep learning about the orchestra and ballet and whatever kind of art and music you're interested in. I hope you guys have a magical day, and I hope to see you again here on the Portsmouth Symphony Orchestra YouTube channel.